Hey, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Some more. This is Politics with Laura. Okay. Just when you think Governor Wes Moore can't put his foot in his mouth any further, he defies the laws of gravity. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Also, for my first video, I would like to go over some of the how can I say, some responses. All right, and they're quite interesting, very interesting. Well, let's go ahead and get into it.
Mommy, because I thought we were supposed to conserve things.
Hey, this is big girl. I like the instrumental. All right, let's go ahead and get in the thick of it. I mean, okay. Governor Wes Moore has done by him being young. And are you okay? I'm in now. Sorry about that. I got some articles to back this stuff up. Okay. Now, my first video that I did, basically talking about Governor Wes Moore and vetoing reparations, right? Well, then all of a sudden, these people start coming and saying, "Oh, well, he's half FBA." Can I tell? Come here. Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter if you're half FBA if you weren't raised like FBAs. He doesn't think like an FBA. He doesn't. He thinks like a Caribbean, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. And one guy said, "Well, I subscribed and I'm going to unsubscribe." I'm sorry to hear that. I really am. But however, the truth is the truth. He did what he did. He vetoed it. And now there's all this new energy in a study. Damn it. This study has been going on since 1989. And you got money going to all these different countries. Was there a need for a study? Not a one. Not a one. You got people coming from Afrikaners coming here saying that they're being persecuted by their government. I mean, okay, we could go all day on that. But however, was there a study? I mean, they're giving them free land, free materials. Was there needed for a study? I mean, I find that sneaky and suspicious indeed. But however, Governor Wes Moore, you single-handedly have pissed off a whole lot of people, I can say, and you came in talking about, I'm going to go ahead and push for reparations. Now, why would you do that? You basically pulled Kamala Harris and then got up and said, I'm not doing anything specifically for Black Americans. Oh, no, and cackled. And then did something specifically for Asian hate crime. I mean, come on now. Come on. We got to stop this foolery. But I could say.
And I have to say, your ass is delusional.
If you think that you're going to continue getting votes, nah. Now, you see, Black Americans have done a lot for the Democratic Party at the point to where it was ridiculous. And the only thing that Black Americans are asking for is simply to give what you say that you were going to give. No, I'm not going to go into that. That's for another video. Oh, I got people pissed off at me. I'm telling you. Pissed off. What? I'm live streaming what? What? I'm sorry. Man, I'm sorry. Damn it. All right. Okay, now let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, wait a minute. Let me make sure. Oh, man, let me make sure everything is going right. Okay, excellent connection. All right. Okay, that's going fine. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, what do I want to start first? Okay, here. What happened? Okay. I got all these windows up. Please forgive me. Am I stuck? Oh, crap. This is not good. Doggone it. Okay, that seems to be coming back. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm struggle streaming. But okay. Let me go ahead and bring this up. Let me bring this up because it's going to get quite interesting. Wes Moore has some serious issues. And I'm going to say right now is that he may be a one-term governor. One term. Let me see, where is that? Now, let me go ahead and start with, okay, he defends. Now, let's start with what he's defending. Now, you can't make this up. You really can't. Now, he's basically saying, hey, it isn't time for reparations. What the hell? Really, Wes Moore? Really? All right. Okay. It says he cited after, I'm sorry, he cited large investments made in the state and historically Black colleges and universities, saying, I'm really proud of the work that I have done with the legislative. We've done, oh, crap. Okay, I am, come on now. We've done expungement reforms and procurement reform. Okay, fine, that's good. Pardoning mass people, a lot of them were wrongly prosecuted, and that's why you allowed what's her name, Marilyn Mosby, how you let her go through the ringer like that because she was doing something right for Black American people. Okay, and ask specifically if doing something about tax. Okay, tax dollars. But here, I want to. Where's that part at? I want to get directly to all these freaking ads. This is ridiculous. These ads are popping out of no place. This is crazy. Okay, where's it at? Okay, Governor, doggone it. This is crazy. Maryland Governor Wes Moore doubled down Tuesday on the need for action rather than research in defending his recent veto bill in the study of reparations. Now, he's still talking about the study. Let me let you know how far back this study goes. And this is ridiculous how they continuously talk about a study. That needs to stop. And the fact, and this is the case, the thing is this. They're using Wes Moore, someone that looks like Black Americans, that his father is Black American or FBA or ADOS, whatever you want to say, however you want to classify him. Put him up there, right? And then say whatever you need to say. And if you don't believe me, Jesse Ventura over there in, what was it, Montana or Minnesota, look at what he said. Okay, just check him out and look at what he said, and you're going to find something rather interesting because I couldn't believe he said it. I kind of thought of it, but okay. Let me bring this up. because let me get rid of that one right there. All right. Now here, this is who started for reparations: Elijah Cummings and John Conyers. Okay, and they've been pushing this. It got recognition in 1989, but they've been pushing for it before that. So this has been a struggle for a very, very long time, right? And if you look, okay, in a span of 10 years or 10 days, we lost Congressman Elijah Cummings, and God rest his soul, but that's not where I'm trying to go. Here it is. Sean, I'm going to see your grandmother. As the longest serving member. How you doing, Miss Joe? Ashana. Oh, crap. Give that to your grandmother. Okay, as the longest serving member of the House of Representatives, John Conyers fought for what he believed was right even when what was right wasn't politically palatable in the moment or seemed like a moonshot to the masses. He pushed for the boundaries and introduced H.R. 40, a bill into establish a committee to study the impact of slavery and remedies for African American, really Black Americans, in each house in each session since 1989. 40 years after Congress, John Conyers introduced H.R. 40. 2 years after his resignation and 400 years of being an African enslavement in this land, the House has been here. Okay, so that's where it has been, right? And let me put this down. And that's what he talked about. And there has been a study after study after study. There has been so many studies, and there has been so many roadblocks. Now, what I find interesting, and people are saying, well, hey, why is it that they put people in charge that has never been enslaved in this country in charge of reparations, the study of reparations? I mean, and then you got to ask yourself why. Why is that? And then when you look at Wes Moore, he said, well, it's not the right time. Well, Wes Moore, when is the right time? When? You were okay with opening up Maryland to people that were illegal. You had no problems doing that. That you didn't need a study for. You found money left and right for illegal immigrants. You found money. I mean, I find that quite interesting. And all of a sudden, when it comes to Black Americans, and keep this in mind, Caribbeans and Africans, Black Americans like me, fought to bring you here, fought for immigration, bringing in more people of color. We have done that. And now it's like you're turning around and you're cutting our throats with a smile on our face, with a smile on your face when you do it, But that right there is not a cool thing. It isn't cool at all, because now politics are changing. You got to keep in mind, when you do something, that right there is stamped in eternity and people remember. And they're like, okay, fine, I'll remember. Look, whenever Black Americans say, hey, I'll remember that, we will most definitely remember that. And we are remembering that. But it doesn't stop there. It doesn't. It goes on. Where is it at? This is going to be a I just don't see him making it again. Now, you got his own people. You got his own people are like, we're going to override this stuff. What you did, Wes Moore, what you did, right? Okay, here, Maryland legislators believe they can override Governor Moore's veto of reparation bill. And they are, look, it's a house divided, a house divided. So here, the response to Moore's veto of the bill also stirred up the civil rights groups like the National Black Justice Collective. What? Oh, man, you know how hard it is to get them to do anything? Man, you oh man, Wes pissed them off. You did, right? Following Maryland's Governor Wes Moore vetoed the bill that would have established a commission to study reparations. The legislative in Maryland's Black Caucus are still sure that they have the necessary votes to overturn Moore's veto, which, doggone it, okay, veto, which made national news and stirred up more conversation about the reparations. According to the Maryland Matters, a bill would also have created a commission to study federal, state, and local policies since 1877 and 1965 in both the post-Reconstruction era and Jim Crow, in which led to economic disparities based on race, including housing, segregation, discrimination, redlining, restrictive covenants, and tax policies. I mean, it goes on now. And which is very true. Now, keep in mind, slavery was law. It was law by the states. The states gained a lot of money for slavery. Also, the federal government also made money on free labor. And now some of you say some of the most, how can I say, ill-advised things. Very ill-advised, because you don't stop and think about what you say at all. You don't stop and think. You just, wait a minute. You just open up your mouth and just talk talking points without having any information. You don't do any reading, none of those things. You just do this, right? And when you do this, you sound ill-informed. And then when somebody says, hey, you're ill-informed, have very little information, and then that upsets you. But however, reparations, slavery was the law of the land. Now, the United States has to correct that. It does. And it's also written to where they have to pay. Now, Maryland is a slave state. If you go around certain areas, you're going to see plantations. Those of you who do your genealogy, you're going to see that you're going to find family members back in the 1880s, 1850s, all the way down there on slave plantations. And it can be done. It can be done. And look, Black Americans, descendants of slaves, I strongly suggest you to do your genealogy. Find your people, because I'm telling you, you have people that are trying their best to connect themselves to the money. And they're going as far as, and I had plenty of smackdown arguments with people in the DMV area. Silver Spring, Hyattsville, Chilla, Maryland. Oh yeah, you are trying to put yourself into something where you don't belong. Oh, well, I was discriminated against. Oh, well, somebody called me an African booty scratcher. I mean, I'm just like, really? Is that what you're going to say? And then Latinos, you too. especially Dominican Republic, Cubans, Puerto Ricans. No, you also do the same thing, but it was like Dominicans. You're like, oh, I'm sorry about that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that happened. I'm in the middle of getting ready to say something. Everything went. Okay. Okay, wait, I got let me see. Pan. Okay, it says Black Americans are being ethnically replaced out of the Silver Spring, Chillum, and Hyattsville by illegal. Look, I was out there. About 6 months ago, maybe 7 months ago, and I dropped my car off to get it fixed down there at the Jiffy Lube. If you know, Pep Boys, if you know where University Boulevard and Riggs Road is, right there. Now, when you go to the bus station, which I hate taking a bus, but I had to take public transportation. If you know, you know the K6 going up. What is it called? New Hampshire Avenue. Well, I get to the bus station, all the buses, and not one person spoke English. I'm like, get the swell out of here. Get the swell out of here. So went down to go get my car. And I remember going up in that area in Hyattsville and Tacoma, all of those areas. I used to hang up, go up there around there about 30 years. Damn, okay. Last week. Okay. And a lot of people are no longer there that I used to hang with. Now you're right. It's heavily immigrant. Silver Spring, the same thing. My mom's aide, she's from Cameroon, and she lives in Silver Spring. One lives in around Hyattsville area, and she was telling me that there's Silver Spring, everybody's an immigrant. And I'm like, I remember about 30 years, last week, that it was mostly majority Black and white people. And then very small sections of Latinos, a little bit here, a little bit there. But it's completely different now. So you're absolutely, you have some, let me see, validity in what you're saying. PG County is no longer the richest Black. When you go on the other side of 95, when you go out there to what is it called, La Plata, when you go to not Gwynn Park, oh my goodness, it's here, but it's not coming out here. La Plata, Clinton, Maryland, all those areas out there, it's still wealthy. Mitchellville is still wealthy area. But on the other side, the Silver Spring area close to the subway stations, it's a little different. No, not a little, a whole lot different. But pan mulattoism, man, I don't know what you mean by that, but maybe one day I'll tell you about mulatto and you would never use that word again. Never. But I will tell you this, it has to do with a donkey and a horse. That's what I'll tell you. But back to Wes Moore. Wes Moore has pissed his own legislative branch. I mean, they're like, check this out, Wes Moore. We are going to find a way to go around you because this right here is not what you said. You said that you were going to push for it. Now, there are some politicians who will say, okay, I'm going to run for office, and then this is what I'm going to do for you. If you vote for me, this is what I'm going to do for you. Because basically being a politician is you are applying for a job. If you look at that, your vote is a yes or a no for the person you want to put in that job. All right. So he was out there talking about reparations. I'm going to do something. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And when he got there, It's a different story. Oh, it's not time yet. I'll put it to Jamaicans. I'll put it to you like this, because some of you have a hard time understanding reparations, and I don't even know why you do. I remember when Prince Andrew, formerly known as Prince Andrew, went to Jamaica, and the president of Jamaica said to Prince Andrew, when are we going to get reparations for what your family, yes, you, when are you going to give Jamaica reparations for what you have done? And what he said was, oh, well, it's not time yet. It's not time. When the hell time will it be? I was asking that. When will it be? But now I find that interesting, because now you have Jamaicans, not all, but you have some who were saying, you don't need reparations. You don't need it. Come on now. Why would you say that? That isn't cool, because we all are in the same boat, and we're on two different land masses fighting for the same thing. Come on now. But I was thinking of putting up some of the responses that I got from the first video, and a lot of them, I believe, were Caribbean, and they were a little bit spicy. It's a little bit spicy, right? My goodness. Wait until I live stream to do this. Shauna! I am so sorry. First everything crashes, and now this. But yes. Shauna! You know, this this happened at the worst time. Shauna! Sheesh. Okay. Now, so the legislators, I'm not going to bring it up because my computer is acting very funny. So I will just, how can I do this? Doggone it. Please don't freeze up. Oh, damn, I froze up. Damn, I froze up. Okay, good. All right. I got to get a new computer because this right here is freezing up on me. And those of you who are sticking with me, thank you so much. Thank you. It's not easy. I got to get another computer. But Shauna! Damn it. Hold on for a second. So, this the reparations is really a hot topic, and it's not going away. Now, you had California that had a reparations bill. Man, I'm telling you, Gavin Newsom, Governor Newsom, or as oh my goodness, as President Trump calls him, Newscom. Oh my God. That man got jokes. He got jokes on top of jokes. And Gavin Newsom said, oh, but we're going to do a study for reparations and give all Black Americans that were here during that time at least $5 million per family. And then people were like, oh, well, California never had slavery. It may not have been on the books, but they overlooked people bringing their slaves to California and allowing them to operate like it was a slave state. Now, Georgia, I'm shocked. I'm shocked as far as Georgia. Georgia is actually looking into reparations. I'm like, wait a minute. Georgia was a staunch racist state. I mean, it was so bad that the federal government had to come in and say, you cannot kill anybody who wants to vote. You cannot lynch anybody who wants to vote. They have a right to vote, and you're not going to do anything to undermine it. And that's exactly what they were doing. I mean, Maryland, Virginia, you don't have to go that far down into Virginia to see those plantations. Matter of fact, you don't have to go that far. Actually, right off of 95, going up before Baltimore. Oh my goodness, what is it? Right outside of Laurel. Right outside of Laurel. I can't remember the name of the off route, but they have a slave plantation right there. So I'm just like, really? Really? But I want to bring that up, but I got to get another computer. But let me find that article. I should have been talking and doing, because I can walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. Wes Moore. Oh man. Oh, I'm really struggle streaming, and I really thank you for sticking with me. Wes Moore. Shoot. And oh, there's even emails about his reparations. Oh, okay. Okay, so I was the black leaders. Okay, black leaders see politics at play in Maryland governor's reparations veto. So this is one that I was reading before everything fell apart. Now, Moore vetoed Senate Bill 5870 on May 16th, which would have launched a 2-year study into whether the state should provide reparations to those affected by the state's history of slavery and inequality. Okay. In a letter explaining the veto, Maryland's first Black governor wrote that he supports the work of the proponents, but does not believe it's right time for another study. I mean, he's going to be a one-term governor, one term. Dr. Reverend Turner, senior pastor of Baltimore's Empowerment Temple African Methodist Episcopal Church, said in his initial reaction to the veto was a great disappointment. Members of his congregation had been praying their whole lives for someone to address historic injustice, Turner told Baltimore Sun. Turner, who led marches calling the president Joe Biden to sign the executive order establishing a federal reparations commission, views the study as a necessary step to securing repair for Black communities. And that right there is very true. Now, what I find rather interesting is this. People who have not suffered the type of injustice and how can I say injustices that Black Americans have suffered. Now, my mother, she's 83. She'll tell you, I had you late last night. Wait, but I had you late in life, not late last night, because I was one of those damn babies. Like, oops, that was me. Okay, well, when she was able to vote, she was able to vote in 1965, and she was like 24, 25, and my grandmother was, I think she was like in her 40s, 50s, somewhere around there. And just and just that right there alone. She also remembers having to go into the bathrooms that were white only. Okay, see you later. White only, Black only. I mean, it was, and that was here within a DMV area on and going down south. And 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 that right there was law. Now, for people to say, well, get over it, man. Ooh, that's all that I can say saying that stuff. But let me continue on. Okay, repair black communities and the use of food analogies to make his point. He said acting on reparations is the foresight of the study versus without them is the difference between going to the grocery store and knowing that you want to make or to go to the grocery store just because. By having a study commission, you've really are trying to see what the people you're serving are starving. I'm sorry, you're serving are starving from. Turner said that's a quite interesting analogy. But what it is that they need to eat versus what they want to eat. And most definitely there really needs to be a study, whereas you can go to school and you have teachers that are not teaching you on the level that you should be taught. You have city council people, school boards that are not properly funding the schools. Now, they'll fund one part of the schools, but not the other. And there's a great disparity. How is it possible to where you can go to school, graduate school, but not being able to read or write or compute math? And you sit there and wonder why, how others can do it and you can't. And the first thing that people say is, oh, well, poverty. Well, why are people impoverished? Why is it? Why are the resources being diverted to other places? I mean, no one wants to talk about that. No one wants to talk about the policies that they vote for and then turn around and say, well, Black Americans, you're ignorant. You're stupid. You ought to listen to these newscasters and see how they demonize. Oh, you're criminals. Why is there from high school to jail pipeline? Why are Black students more likely to be expelled than any other student, as if Black students only commit crimes? I mean, oh, and then when you get to that dumbass stuff that you have, when you have people saying, oh, well, Black Americans are 13% of the population, but they commit 50% of the crimes. I mean, just the demonization of it. And they're not even looking at how many people were exonerated, how many people were targeted. I mean, it gets deep, but all of that would be a part of the reparations study because one is most definitely needed. Now, Wes Moore, I go back to Jesse Ventura. When he said when he was governor, he wasn't supposed to win, but somehow he won. And he did a lot for Minnesota. He did a lot for Minnesota. And it was, I can't, he said something rather profound. He said, look, I don't know the answer, but I will find out. That right there, I'm like, whoa. Wow. He admitted that he didn't know, but he said that he would find out. Now, that's all that many of us want. If you don't know something, can you find out? And when you find out, can you fix it? But, Wes Moore got his own people upset. And also other governors are looking at you like side-eyeing Wes Moore. What are you doing? North Carolina is like, we are going to introduce this bill ourselves. and you are vetoing it. What are you doing? I mean, he has a lot of people looking at him side-eyed. But here, it says unpopular amongst white folks. Now, before you start saying white people are racist, blah, 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 blah. Look, white people also was against slavery. White people also lost their lives to fighting because they knew slavery was wrong. I mean, if you just go back and listen to John Brown and what he did, he said, if you do not stop this, there would be blood all over in the streets. What happened? War broke out. So, unpopular amongst white folks. It says here, the Reverends believes that any reparation studies must be clearly aimed at addressing harm-based remedies, as the Civil Supreme Court's 2023 ruling, students for admissions at Harvard University found most affirmative action programs to be unconstitutional. Now, I thought that was interesting. And the Asian students that brought that suit on by what's his name? Somebody Rosenberg, whatever his name was. Look, he used you all Asian students. You fell for it. You bit the apple and you got poisoned. Now it's all gone, and everybody's looking at Asians like big dummies, right? But here it says, because of the the Supreme Court case with affirmative action, you can't have race-based remedies anymore, Turner said, but you can have harm-based remedies, and the commission is best designed to develop a study to present harm-based remedies. Now that right there is very true. Devon Love, a public policy director in Baltimore-based grassroots advocacy group Leaders of the Beautiful Struggle, said that at the beginning of 2025, he would have been surprised by more vetoing the reparations study bill, but during the meeting with Moore during this year of legislative session, Love told Baltimore Sun he became convinced that the governor's office was trying to kill the bill. Wow. And he was saying, I'm going to vote for this. But to address, because I had some people who put some remarks, comments in my previous video. And they were like, well, Wes Moore is half FDA. His father's FDA. His mom is Jamaican. Okay. Now, here's the thing that you have to look at. By having parents from two different countries and how they're socialized, does he think like a Black American too? Because he presents himself and thinks as a Jamaican, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you're Jamaican, you're supposed to think and operate like a Jamaican. You're culturally Jamaican. But when you say, hey, well, you know, he's half FBA and half Jamaican, so you just simply can't call him Jamaican because he's not only Jamaican. And I get what you're saying, but also it goes along the lines of, how does he think? Does he connect with Black Americans? Did he have time with his family to understand the struggles and everything that goes in with being a Black American? Because I'm sure that he knows the struggles and everything that it is to be a Caribbean and specifically Jamaican. I'm pretty sure he identifies with all of those things on his mother's side. But does that translate to his father's side? Now, you can live in America and have one parent from one place and a parent that's from this country and have zero connection to the side that comes from the US. Zero connection, cannot even identify. I mean, look at Candace Owens. Both her parents are from the Caribbean, I believe Jamaica. Both her parents are Jamaican. And she grew up in Connecticut, but she has no connection with Black America at all. If you listen to her speak, she said that she does not talk down on Caribbeans at all. She doesn't do that. She saves it all for Black Americans. I mean, until she got her Ben Shapiro Negro wake-up call. They said, okay, we're taking your little coin away because you're no longer amongst us. You're gone. And that's exactly what happened. Now, I find interesting, very interesting, how now Candace is going around saying, oh, hey, Black people, hey, how you doing, boo? Right? She's saying it. We're like, you can miss me with that. When you went up to Congress, while we try to get a Black crime bill to keep Black Americans from getting killed out in the street, yeah. And please miss me with that. Oh, Black people kill Black people. White people kill white people too. Spanish people kill Spanish people too. Everybody within their community gets killed by everybody in their community. And if you're going to use statistics, please, please, please do me a favor. Do me this one favor. Take the link, copy, paste it, and put it in here. Because I hear what you're saying, but I would rather read it. Okay. But however, just understand it that way. Now, Black Americans have done a lot for Caribbeans and Africans, because I remember I was listening to this Star Report. Man, that guy is a mess. This guy is a mess, man. Okay. A guy came up, I can't remember his name, and he said that Black Americans do not need reparations. Pick yourself up by your bootstraps. I'm like, squeeze me? And another guy called in and they had a discussion, and the guy that called in said, hey, wait a minute. You're talking greasy and sideways. You're not even in Jamaica talking smack. And it turned out that the guy that called in saying that Black Americans do not need reparations, he was over in New York City. And the Black guy said that you have plenty of programs to assist you, get you off your feet, help you with grants, block grants. I can't remember the name of the several block grants that people get when they come from Africa and the Caribbean. They have a lot of help, and they help them get homes, everything that Black Americans do not get, people from Black countries get. And it's very disingenuous to sit there and say stuff like that. Well, you don't deserve it, while you're over there going to England saying you need to give us reparations. On one hand, they're saying, hey, we need reparations, but we're going to cut their throats. Look, England owes a lot of people. They do. They have 54 countries under their Commonwealth. That would bankrupt them if they had to turn around and pay reparations to all the countries that are still under their Commonwealth. Now, we're trying to get money from America. America and Great Britain, they were fighting, and now all of a sudden they're ace boom coom. Quite interesting. So undermining us getting from what we want by coming over here, and case in point, you can't make this sugar honey iced tea up. In Florida, DeSantis, or some people call it the Satan. I'm like, That's awful, right? That's awful. There was because they were taking out DEI and taking out a lot of stuff of the curriculum, and they were taking Black studies out of the curriculum, AP Black studies. Now you have people down there already made a curriculum. What this DeSantis did was he said, well, I already commissioned people to look into it at a university. Now I looked at the curriculum. I'm like, what the hell is this garbage? What is it? And it was trash. Look at the curriculum that the university came up with. It was like, oh, Black people decided, Africans decided to get on a boat and come and work happily in the United States and assisted the Europeans being nice with the American Indians, and we all live together in peace. That's what it was basically like. I'm like, ain't this a blip? They are whitewashing everything because DeSantis said he didn't want white children to feel bad. So everybody else can feel bad? I mean, help me out here. I mean, because, I remember when it was Black History Day, and what I learned was I was a slave. We're not even taught, man, the lies you learn in school. You don't learn information. You don't learn how to learn. You learn lies. I mean, it's like, whoa. But I digress. Wes Moore, you're a one-term governor. I don't see you surviving it. I see 2020. Was it 2020? Next, I think the gubernatorial race is next year. I see you losing hard. And matter of fact, I see you not only losing hard, I see you losing hard to a Republican. Because a lot of Democrats are losing badly. It's going to be something. Let's see how this goes. But please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell me how you feel. You think I'm wrong? Say, hey, Politics with Laura, I think you're wrong because of A, B, and C. If you think I'm right, tell me A, B, and C. But if you disagree with me and you come up with something I feel, could you please give me some studies or something to read based on why you say what you say? Because I showed you mine, even though my computer crashed a couple of times. But on that note, I want to thank you for stopping by.